Hi, I'm Amy, a teacher from Wales. This is Alex, a doctor from Ukraine. We're full-time travelers and remote workers. We may have just created the best travel guide for a week in Prague, and Prague may have just become our favorite city we've traveled to in the EU so far. We cover the best free tours of the city, as well as some budget-friendly activities to fill your days. Join us for this week's adventure, and if you like it, please subscribe so you don't miss next week. Hello from Prague. We can't decide if it's Czechia or Czech Republic. We've seen both. On a map it's Czechia, but all of the magnets here say Czech Republic. So we are heading to grab a very early dinner. It's only 3:36, but we have a tour at 5. This way, that way. So we're gonna try to eat before the tour because after it'll be too late. It is free, which is cool. We actually have 3 free tours booked while we're here.
We may or may not have a 4th TBD.
It's really pretty so far. I'll show you some of our walk as we walk because it's gorgeous.
The guy found it, told some people,
Yep, no.
started. Lunch/dinner was fantastic. We got a tomato tartare along with a Caesar salad that had some delicious tempeh and fake chicken. I also got a dumplings and fake sirloin meat dish as well. Very, very good. Highly recommend. Some of the best like substitute meat that I've had, at least. Great place. Recommend it. Now we're about to start our tour of Prague.
This is the meeting spot for our tour. Look how cool. It is drizzling a little bit.
Not a lot though.
Not a lot, but it's drizzling a little bit. And the tour's outside, so we'll see what happens.
Excited for the next 3 hours.
Is it 3 hours?
2 hours, 45 minutes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So this gate behind me is called the Powder Gate. It is where they housed gunpowder in the 17th century. So you can actually go up the gate and it's really good views. And our tour guide is telling us that no one really knows about it. So tourists don't really go there, but you can climb the gate and it's really good views of the new town. And this is the oldest Cubist style building in the world, which is like an art form or like an architecture type form. There's a cafe up there on the 2nd floor that our tour guide said she recommends a lot more than the cafe on the bottom floor. That is Charles University, and you can get your bachelor's there for free, but you have to study in Czech. So you can go to college for free, provided that you speak Czech. So our tour guide just taught us like 4 words in Czech as a joke. So now we can all apply and go there. That is in the style, a Gothic style building behind us. She told us that she would show us some more, but that's what it looks like. This is a theater that is most famous for its connection to Mozart, who put on an opera here in the 17th century.
Dedicated to Prague.
Yeah, he said that Prague loved opera, so he wrote an opera for them.
On this tour, we are also learning little bits and pieces of the Czech language, and thank you is, at least the informal thank you, is the same in the Czech language as it is in the Ukrainian language, which is Děkuji. So some overlap there with the Eastern European former Soviet Union countries.
Děkuji for telling us that.
Пожалуйста.
From all Europe. We are the most atheist country from all Europe. I will explain why. And they believed that he was the Mary on the picture. So, thanks to that, the Marian column was built, but the Marian column... clay from the rivers, and they formed a huge body. And golem in Hebrew means just stuff.
Now we're in the Jewish quarter, and this is a synagogue called the Old New Synagogue, and it is the oldest operational synagogue in all of Europe. And a clock like that is really rare because it's in Hebrew. And our tour guide is saying that you don't often see that. There is another synagogue right there. This statue is Charles IV. We've learned a lot about him. He was voted the best king in Czech Republic, and we're about to cross the Charles Bridge up there. The tour group's leaving me real quick, but the bridge was built in 1357 on July 9th at 5:31. It's a palindrome, and that was done on purpose. Okay, now I have to run back to the tour. And when I say 5:31, that was when the first stone was placed, was 1350. Was it AM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was 1357 on July 9th, so 9/7 at 5:31 AM was the placement of the first stone on the Charles Bridge. And that was an auspicious date and time as told by astronomers. It's hard to see because the sun is setting, but this is the view from King Charles IV Bridge. It is very beautiful in all directions, especially this direction.
This is where remains of Saint John of Nepomuc. Here below this symbol are remains of him. Now this is a place. Your right hand on this golden thing in the pavement, that's important. Your left hand, close to your heart, goes on each star. There are 5 stars, so each finger on a star here. These are the remains. Your right hand on the saint. Just touch it, make a wish, keep it to yourself, kind of like with shooting star, and it will come true. Yeah? And where are you living there now? In Los
This is called the Lenin Wall, John Lennon. It was named that after he was assassinated. And it is like their wall of freedom and peace. And you're allowed to come here and write your message, whatever you want. Our tour guide said that it changes every single day. I didn't see that. Yeah, I agree. That's the end of the tour. It is 8:01. Very prompt time.
3 hours total. I don't mean like, you know, it goes away after, 30 minutes, but like after a few hours.
He says, I don't know. No, probably not. Hi, it is day 2. We have spent the day working, so we are rewarding ourselves with a beer tour.
It's like a brewery tour of probably the largest brewery here in the Czech Republic called Pilsner Urquell.
It is absolutely beautiful outside, and we are heading to the tram to catch that for our tour.
The cool thing about the trams here, number 1, they're cheap. Number 2, you can pay for them when you get on board. When you're buying tickets on these trams, it gives you a few options. You can either buy for 30 minutes, 90 minutes, or for a full 24 hours. The 90 minutes is only 10 crown more than the 30 minutes, and then a full 24 hours is 120 crown. So if you're going to do more than 4 total trips in a 24-hour period, then getting the the 24-hour ticket actually is worth it. Or if you know that you're going to do a quick round trip in less than 90 minutes, then getting the 90-minute ticket obviously is worth it. Regardless, they're all pretty cheap. Even the 30-minute ticket is about $1.25. It's 30 crown. Would highly recommend their public transport here. The trams are very clean, they're modern, and they run on time, which is nice.
Look at the size of this horse. What a cutie. Hi. The tour takes place in this cool building right here. It says Pilsner Tour. It's conveniently located right next to a lint store, so I know where I'll be going afterwards. You gotta buy your ticket online ahead of time. Luckily we did. It's self-guided, so you get these like cool headsets and you can pick your language. They're talking in our ear. Hey, look, it's King Wenceslas.
Guys, clink the glasses, say na zdraví.
Na zdraví.
Tap the glasses against the bar, and now we can drink, yeah? So, you'll notice that the beer has a very thick, creamy foam at the top. That's very, very important. The foam keeps the beer fresh by keeping out oxygen, keeping in CO2, and it's also where all the aroma of the beer lives. That's one of the reasons why we pour it like that.
I have to drink this before we're allowed to go on, and
There's like 4 ounces in there.
there's a time limit. I'm not a beer chugger. It's good, but it's hard to chug. It's so interactive and cool. The doorway is a beer bottle. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
When you're getting this beer poured, I actually kind of have to hurry, but when you're getting this beer poured, you can have it 3 ways. One is the traditional, which is the chladinka, which is where they give you about 3 fingers of foam, and then the rest of it is beer. Then you can have the schnit, which is what Amy got, where it's about half and half, but they leave some room at the top. Or you can have a mliko, which means milk in Czech, where it's almost all foam. When he first poured this, there was just a tiny bit of actual beer left, and the rest of it was foam. I actually need to chug this to get the taste and the aroma, so give me a second.
Yeah, you have to be quick because the milk turns to beer if you're not quick. Or sorry, like the foam turns to beer if you're not quick.
Normally, I don't like beer foam. This actually tastes pretty good. I can understand why people would order it like this.
I like the half and half situation because the foam is like refreshing and sweet in a way. So it's like with every sip you get like half foam, half beer. I like the schnit. That tour was self-guided, but really cool. Very interactive. It had different rooms that you walked from, and it explained the history of beer. It explained the history of like the kings of Czech Republic, and one of the kings of Czech Republic is King Wenceslas. A good King Wenceslas, look down. Anyway, he was like the king of Pilsen. That was cool to learn about him. And then we walked into a room that showed us how beer is made. So it showed the water, the process of the barley and the hops, and how barley and hops is used specifically to make a Pilsner. We got to like touch the barley and touch the hops and smell it, taste it if you want to, but I wasn't down with that. Each room had like a cool flair to it. It had some interactive screens on it. And then the final room of the tour is a playroom of sorts where you can play essentially foosball, but like a hockey foosball, but the little sticks were a little bit harder to navigate. I'm at a severe disadvantage because I only have one hand. Aww. And then you also can play, like the screen on the wall turns into a big hockey game. And it talks about how hockey is Czech Republic's national sport, and also beer is a huge part of that, maybe?
Brewery sponsors the Czech national team.
Oh, this brewery in particular sponsors the Czech national team of hockey. And then you give back your headset and you get some tokens for 2 beers. And then you also get a 10% off discount in store coupon, and then a 15% off of the beer hall if you come tomorrow. They also have food here. They have like a relatively small menu, but they have a little bit of a menu here. Yeah, like bar snacks. This whole tour was like $20 a person, and you get 2.5 beers and a cute little tour. So we're gonna finish these and then head to dinner. Also, if you leave a review online, which Alex is doing, and you go and show them, you get a free beer. Look how cute this little corner street is. Cute restaurants, the sun is setting. Alex is going to order the spinach chimney, and I am going to order the bao bun burger. So that is the spinach chimney, and this is the bao burger. It looks very good, very pillowy. I'm excited.
I don't really know what a spinach chimney is, but that's this dish. It's a potato gratine topped with goat cheese, with spinach, lots of it, spinach sauce, pesto, and a balsamic reduction. Very good.
This is exactly what you would think a bao bun is, but instead of like pork belly, it's just tofu. It's very good. It tastes very similar to pork belly. Good barbecue sauce, good mayo. And lastly, we got the lemon tiramisu, which looks like lemon and like raspberry tiramisu. Are you sure it wasn't lemon and raspberry tiramisu?
Just said lemon.
Huh. Is it raspberry?
Yes. Very soft, very creamy. No coffee flavor at all. It's just tiramisu, lemon flavored.
Okay, we have finished dinner. We are going to the tram to go home, probably watch some TV, go to sleep, and we will see you tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to day 3 in Prague. Today we are doing a tour of the Prague Castle, waiting for our train, and then we're going to join up with a tour group. This is another free tour. These free tours are really cool, but we haven't seen a lot of people tipping them at the end, which is sad. If you go on a free tour, tip the tour guide at the end. However much you would pay for a tour like this. A tour like this would easily be $30 to $50 US. So tip them. Anyway, I'm not like mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying if you do it, then tip them. Okay, so we're gonna catch a train, which should be here in 4 minutes. I'm very excited. It looks like a little Disney castle. Not to relate everything to Disney, but it looks like a very cute castle. Like Hogwarts.
Say more Hogwarts.
Yeah. Alex is saying Hogwarts. We'll see who's more correct. Is it more like Magic Kingdom or is it more like Hogwarts? We'll let you decide. Comment below if you think the castle is more like Hogwarts or more like Disney. Okay, bye.
The entire castle and all the way to the end over here. Ta-da!
This is our first look at the castle, which doesn't look much like the castles I'm used to in Wales or England. Our tour guide explained it did used to look like that, but it has since been renovated to fit a more Gothic theme. And now we are walking into
Seat of the president.
Yeah, the seat of the president. And our tour guide said sometimes he's just out and about walking around here. So sometimes he just sees him. We probably won't see him today, but. So those two Hercules are guarding the palace, but our tour guide says that they don't do a very good job because Adolf Hitler came to visit and they didn't smite him. The president of Czech Republic, there's a dog. The president of Czech Republic doesn't actually run much of the country at all.
It's the prime minister.
Their prime minister does that.
They're the commander-in-chief of the military in general, and they have their own division of the military to protect/defend them.
Okay.
And the seat of the president here.
Sure, but that dog's really cute.
It is really cute.
The changing of the guards is happening in 3 minutes. Tour guide is taking us over there so that we can see the changing of the guards. The ones in blue do not have loaded guns, but the ones in camouflage do have loaded guns.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Choose a height of about 175 to 183, and it have to be kind of good looking.
This is the front. Very lacy looking. So they started building this in the 1300s. I think he said 1348, but they didn't finish building it till the 1920s. It took over 500 years to finish. That's wild. from the clock tower over to the right is medieval, and from the clock tower here to the left is neo-Gothic. They're essentially the same, but they were built over the span of 500 years, so they're a little bit different. This represents heaven, this represents hell, and then that's Jesus and 6 patron saints from Czech.
Although there's only 2 so far, so they're anticipating 4 more eventually.
When Jesus returns, there'll be 6. That's what that's signifying.
They were prophesizing back then.
Yeah. So there are 7 types of architecture in this one square.
At St. George's Cathedral, which is the oldest building in all of Prague.
Yeah, this is the oldest building in all of Prague. It's Baroque. Then you have Roman back there, a basilica. You have Gothic. You have, what was this one?
This one is Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Yeah, it was Neo-Gothic and Gothic.
Neo-Gothic, Gothic. Yep, this one was something too. I forgot and the tour's running away, but basically 7 types of architecture in one square, which is like an open textbook of architecture. Pretty cool to see. Now we're headed to Golden Lane. On the way, we're passing some really cute buildings. No idea what they are, but these grounds are huge. You usually have to pay to go into Golden Lane, but if you come after 5 p.m., it's free. And right now it is 5:03, so it is free.
It's 4 p.m. in the winter. So in the winter, 4 p.m. is when it's free.
Well, it's a little crowded because I think everyone just came since it just turned free.
In 1852, the Communist Party nationalized the property here and kicked everyone out.
Golden Lane used to be the neighborhood for all of the peasants to live. So it's all these really cute, tiny houses. It was that for hundreds of years. But then after that, it became a row of artists' houses. So a lot of them close after 5 p.m., but they're really cute. And you can go inside of them usually. This house, very small.
Franz Kafka, who is a famous Czech writer, used to live here.
This little blue one. Our tour guide was saying that the doors are smaller because they were generally shorter thousands of years ago. But I'm like 5, maybe 5'2" on a good day. And that is just about my height. But he says that as you walk down the road, the houses get a little bit shorter. I feel like this road in particular, my mom would love. Just like little cobblestone road with all these cute, tiny, colorful houses. It's right up her alley. Ha! Get it? Up her alley. And then this is the view from one of the exits of the castle. It's a really cool view of all of Prague.
We just finished the castle tour. We then walked to a park below the castle. So that we're sitting here in this beautiful park with this great temperature. Castle tour was free. Highly recommend. 100 Spires Tour is the name of the company. If you can get Jakob as a tour guide, he is very funny, very good. He also recently subscribed to us, so shout out Jakob. Ended with this beautiful view of Old Town Prague. Starое Město is, I believe, what they call it, which just means old town. Old place. Highly recommend. Took a little over 2 hours and very informative. The biggest castle in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Now we're gonna find a place to eat some dinner, go back to the hotel to work, and then go to bed. And tomorrow we might try to find a pedal boat company and take the pedal boat out onto the water so that we can get a view of the town from the water. This building? Yeah. Huh. What's cool about it?
2 different types of plaster.
It's 2 different types of plaster?
Yeah, to make like that design on it.
Oh, I see what you mean. This is such a cute little street that we're walking back down.
Up actually.
Yeah, it's very inclined. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go this way.
Spooky.
Why is it spooky?
I don't know. It's the light.
Okay. It's a bit messy. How did you get nothing on your face?
You did some of the hard work for me. I am currently walking to a World War II and Communism free tour. Amy, she also has work to do, so she's going to be doing that. But I will try to get some content of this tour, and I'm pretty excited. This is the monument of World War II for Czech Republic. This is the Prague Philharmonic, where they have operas and other musical events. Those plaques, they're all over the world, and they essentially symbolize Jewish people that used to live in that building, or the site of that building, and if that building doesn't exist anymore, where that was taken from them, and then they were killed during the Holocaust of World War II. So there's 2,000 cities across the world that have these plaques, and there's over 100,000 of them. That fancy looking building there in the background is the National Museum. This is the moving head of Kafka, who is a famous Czech author, and this is a kind of statue, exhibit, memorial, something like that. But every hour on the hour, he turns his head for 15 minutes. So this is Kafka.
Y'all probably know that it wasn't like the supply and demand free market. And it said every 5 years the Communist parties met and decided.
This is a butterfly, but it's also a warplane, and it's multi-dimensional as far as its symbolism, but it looks cool. This building is known as the Dancing House, designed by an architect who is known for his very interesting kind of architectural choices, but it's meant to look like two people dancing, which is why it's called that. And apparently this was a site that the US bombed towards the end of World War II, and this was erected later on in that location. The museum / memorial that I was just in, that is a memorial to Operation Anthropoid, which is where a group of Czechoslovakian kind of dissidents, they essentially assassinated Heinrich, who was third in command in the Nazi regime. And that is the church that they hid in after they assassinated him. And they were there for 21 days, which is a very long time to be there. Eventually, they were found out that they were there, and they got killed in a firefight. It was a very interesting memorial, and they're very proud of it here. It's a very sombering kind of memorial. So anyway, would recommend checking that out. It's free admission too, which is really cool. You don't need more than 15-20 minutes in there, but it's definitely worth a visit. That was the end of the World War II and Communism tour that I took on my own. Amy's currently working on some videos, so hopefully this is some good content for her for a future one. Welcome to our final day in Prague, Czechia, Czech Republic. We are waiting for our tram to take us to dinner, and then after that we are hopping on a pedal boat, and then we are going to do a ghost tour, so we'll keep you updated how that goes. It sounds pretty fun though. Oops, we were so hungry I forgot to film before we ate, but it was really good. I highly recommend this restaurant. All right, we just got on our boat. It was 300 crown for an hour, which is about $13. So this is how you steer, and then this is how you make the boat move. It's a pedal boat. There's a lot of traffic, but it's a really cool view of Prague. And it's right around sunset, which is nice. You can also get rowboats, but I'd rather work my legs than my arms.
Sing louder. Apparently those sunset cruises sell out like weeks in advance, this big guy. But these paddle boats that everyone has, I mean, they are literally everywhere. I would say they're just as fun, if not more fun. They have just as good views. You can go wherever you want, and they're not sold out. You just go day up, walk up, wait in line. We waited like 2 minutes. Hopefully I don't drop my phone because this water is murky.
Can't see shit.
It's a Tuesday evening. It's 7:30 and the park beside us is hopping. Look at this. What am I looking at?
For baby duckos.
Oh, baby ducks. Aww.
Otter.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Hello, otter. It's like PB&J otter. Oh, is it a beaver? Is this a beaver and otter? Let us know. What a cutie. Oh yeah, he is eating a leaf. Wow. Gorgeous. Wow, how lucky are we? We saw that cute little animal. Look at the sunset behind you. Wow. What a life.
If I can touch this.
Don't try to touch it if it's going to cause you to fall. You touched it. This view is really cool too. I have no idea if this is allowed or not, but this family
He's like, well, what's going on?
is feeding a beaver.
I want to get on this food.
Wait, let me see if I can capture that beaver. Yeah. He's like, wait a second. I smell
They gave
food.
him a carrot.
They give him a carrot? Well, that's better than bread. Oh, he's so cute holding it with his little paws, eating a carrot.
He looks like a capybara.
Like a mini capybara.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, here's the second one. He made it. Oh, he gets a carrot too. Oh my gosh. They're eating out of their hands. That is incredible. That's a big carrot.
He's taking it away. I'll be having this in the other room. Thank you.
They're playing ABBA on that boat.
ABBA's Swedish, not Czech.
Dun, dun, dun. You are the dancing queen. Only 17.
70. They wrote it about your mom.
What?
So they wrote it about your mom. Only 70.
Oh, 17. Having the time of your life.
In Prague.
Ooh, see that girl. Watch that scene. Singing the dancing queen. So maybe those boats are cool because they have music. Well, we could play music too. Let's play ABBA. Give me my phone. We can't go past that bridge because apparently there's a waterfall on the other side.
There's a waterfall. You can just see the waterfall from here.
Oh, I can see the waterfall from here. There it is. We're not allowed near that.
We get as close to it as we can.
No. It's so cool to do this at sunset because where we're pedaling is shaded, but there's still sun on all these beautiful buildings. Oh yeah, there's so many beavers.
Where are you building your dams?
So that is the Charles Bridge in front of us.
See those people?
It's only people, no cars allowed. Bye bye, thank you. Now we're on our ghost tour. Our guide is taking us somewhere. It's a little spooky.
It's getting dark.
Castle district right now, the oldest district of the city, much older than Old Town actually, despite the name. Yeah, this is where Prague begins in the Castle district. district. This area begins to expand in the 1300s under.
We've been hearing a lot of, not ghost stories, but like death stories, I guess, about various people that have died in buildings in this town. He's showing us the houses, and then
legends.
And then he's telling us like what the legend says. Or actually, these aren't legends; like they're true. Like
yeah, some of them are legends, some of them are true.
Yeah. He's just telling us about things that have happened in these houses, people that have died in these houses, stories about murders in these houses. So it's kind of spooky, and no one's around. I mean, except for our tour guide. Or like, except for our tour, no one's around. Which he said was going to happen. He said this wasn't a very popular area of Prague, so that's kind of cool too. We're coming up to the Prague Castle gates that we were at yesterday. Was that yesterday? Looks very different at night. It's beautiful. Our tour guide's wearing a cape, which I love. It's spooky. We just heard a ghost story about the plague, and now we're looking at a good view of all of Prague. It's from the Prague Castle.
That building.
Our tour guide just told us all about the Devil's Bible, which was written supposedly by a monk who was trying to escape death. Legend is he wrote it in one night, but people study it now and say it must have taken 20 years. So interesting. Okay, we're home. What was your favorite story of the tour?
Honestly, I like the first one where he talked about the lady that was very vain and then the devil burned her shoes. It's much more involved than that, but it was like interesting.
The bread shoe tale of Prague, and he made a joke that it's like where the devil wears Prada comes from. The tour itself was really cool. Probably my favorite tour we did in Prague. The tour guide was really engaging.
Shout out Camille.
Camille with a K. I've really liked all the free tours that that company puts on. All the tour guides have been really, really good. That was sadly the last thing we're doing in Prague. That's our last night. We're gonna pack and then we leave tomorrow. If we missed anything, let us know, because this is one of those cities that we definitely want to come back to. We really liked our time here.
Yeah, agreed.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
Bye.
Like and subscribe.
How much of the background can you see? Okay.
Types of
That's it for today, and dog. But that dog has the like "don't pet me" sign on it. Sadly. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's really not leaving you alone.